There guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Yung isi-share ko sa inyong article. It was published more than a week ago sa National Post. And I must say, parang isa kami ng iniisip nitong writer ng article na ito. Kaya para sa mga suki natin dito sa channel, you will know what I'm talking about. No? We have been raising this concern so many times. Okay, let me put up this article. Published January 2, 2026. Nearly 5 million visas were set to expire in 2025. Where are the visa holders now? Just one quick point. Itong nearly 5 million visas set to expire, dapat daw nag-expire na ng 2025. Hindi ko na rin alam sa ngayon. No? At this point, I'm so confused kung ilan ba talaga ang dapat mag-expire ng visas. Ilan ba dapat ang lumalabas ng Canada? Because as I have been stressing in recent episodes, hindi porke, let's say, 5 million nga yung nag-expire na visa, yung 5 million na yan ay dapat umaalis din. Dahil they could have already transitioned to a different type of permit o baka naging PR na rin. Okay? But anyway, I don't want to focus that. Let's just agree dun sa fact na napakarami ng likely na wala na ng status at mawawalan pa ng status sa 2026. What I want to focus more on rather, is yung tanong na, where are the visa holders now? Diba? Yan ang lagi nating tinatanong. It's another way of asking the CBSA, do you know where these foreigners with expired visas are? Alam nyo ba kung nasan sila? And point number 2, what are you doing about it? I think this article, I wanted to talk about this because I think ito ang sentimiento ng marami ngayon. Kinakalampag na ang gobyerno. Sa dalawang tanong na sinabi ko. Una, alam niyo ba kung nasa na sila? At pangalawa, hello CBSA, so what is the plan now? Ano ang plano ninyo to enforce immigration laws? Okay? Gawa-gawa kayo ng paghihigpit sa immigration. O, ito na, nangyayari na, marami nang walang status. What's next? Okay, what's next? Yes, the CBSA has been talking about a faster rate of deportation. Yan, fastest pace in so many years, ang dami daw nilang dinideport. But I think what is lacking is the CBSA or IRCC explaining what their plan is for people who are just out of status. Hindi po yung mga nag-commit ng crime. Hindi yung mga na-reject ang application to be a refugee. Okay? Yung mga talagang walang status. What's the plan? Okay? Kasi yan po ang hanggang sa ngayon, hindi pa masagot-sagot ng CBSA at ng IRCC. Nasa article nito actually, ang natatanging sagot na narinig natin a long time ago. You know what that is? Ito po yan, no? Ang sagot po ito noong dating immigration minister na si Mark Miller. The vast majority leave voluntarily and that's what's expected. Napag-usapan na rin yan natin dito, no? And of course, this answer went viral when it first came out sometime last year. Seryoso ba? Yun na yun? You will just expect them to leave voluntarily? Yes. If you talk about the Filipino community, I would say majority of us, kapag mawala ng status, alis. Kasi we follow the rules, di ba? Now, what we want to know is, ganun ba ang lahat? Ganon ba ang lahat? Unfortunately, I do not think so. No? As pointed out also in this report, as to how many ended up doing so, ended up actually voluntarily leaving once their status expires, sabi ng article, the short answer is that Ottawa doesn't really know. And I agree. Well, I have not read any article, wala akong nakikita sa mga official websites nila, ng kahit anong indication that would say na meron silang listahan, inventory, database ng mga wala ng status. Okay, meron pong pinupunto itong article na ito. Sabi dito, Canada does not keep exit statistics on foreign visa holders. I disagree. Meron naman po, no? Meron naman po. Yun nga lang, I think it could be improved. Okay, minomonitor naman po ang pag-alis ng mga tao. Pero yun na nga, yun yung pag-alis. Pag umalis na. The question is, how do you monitor those who are still in the country pero dapat umaalis na? Yun, magkaiba po kasi yun di ba? Puntahan ko tong website mismo ng CBSA, guys, ha? This is them explaining how they monitor entry and exit of people. Collecting entry and exit data. Sa arrival, syempre mas madali. May kakausapin ka pang immigration officer, di ba? So, a CBSA officer collects your biographic information as part of the primary inspection process. Doon din nila malalaman mula sa information from air carriers yung, date and time of departure, name nung point of departure mo, at flight information. Pero yun na nga, kulang doon sa aspeto na paano yung mga dapat umaalis? Okay, how do you ensure that they are indeed exiting? Because again, kung hindi po natin ma-monitor yan, hindi natin ma-assess ng gusto kung nagiging tunay na epektibo yung paghihigpit ng Canada sa kanilang immigration policy. We don't know if the population of those who are not supposed to be here are actually leaving. Diba? Yun lang po yun. And I speak on behalf of those who live here permanently. Meron din po kasing concerns, and shout out dun sa isang kaibigan natin dyan sa Vancouver, si True North Pinoy. Meron po siyang comment sa recent episode natin. Ang sabi niya, without enforcement of immigration laws, Canada's social and health services will continue to be stretched past their limits. Okay? Kasi hindi naman po ito issue lamang ng making sure that people who are inadmissible are leaving. Hindi lang po yan yun. Ang mas habol lang mas marami maramdaman nila yung pagluluwag at paano ito makakaapekto sa ekonomiya ng Canada, sa serbisyo ng gobyerno para sa kanila. Okay? They are waiting to see if, finally, mag-iisap na ba yung mahabang pila sa emergency room? Iikli na ba ang waiting time para sa MRI ko? Yung mga ganun ba? It's about time for the CBSA to talk about this, what their plans are for those who are simply out of status. I also tried going to the website of the Auditor General to see, syempre, kung inaudit na ba nila ang removal sa program ng CBSA lately. Alam niyo yung huling report? From 2020 pa. No? Ang tagal. And sa 2020 report na ito, this is directly from the Auditor General's website. No? Inaudit nila yung immigrations program ng CBSA. Sana ma-update na ito, ha? Okay? They assessed how effective ba yung pagtatanggal ng mga high priority na to, ha? High priority, ibig sabihin yung mga nag-commit ng crime. Okay? Tignan niyo yung findings. Overall, we found that the CBSA's approach to managing removal cases had not led to the timely removal of foreign nationals from Canada. Despite a recent increase in removals, meron daw 50,000 at that time, enforceable cases, ang nasa inventory pa rin. Okay? 2/3 of these cases at that time, the agency did not know the whereabouts of the individuals. And most of the accumulated cases had been enforceable for several years. Okay, ito pa, tingnan mo itong pangatlo. We also found that the agency did not know the whereabouts of a large number of foreign nationals who were subject to enforceable removal orders. Ito yung mga wanted, no? Pinupuna ng CBSA. It issued immigration warrants for their arrest but seldom completed the annual investigations to locate those with criminality. Ito pa. Among cases na enforceable na, no? Yung dapat pinapaalis na, the Auditor General found that many were inactive or stalled because of poor case management. Even some that were considered high priority. Okay. So clearly, alam po ng CBSA kung saan yung mga areas of concern, at least pointed out by the Auditor General. My question is, ano na kaya ang nangyari mula nung report na ito? Because, again, this was from 2020 pa, guys. So, 2026 na. Kailangan na po i-update ng CBSA kung ano na po yung measures na in-enforce nila following the findings in this report. or baka hindi ko lang makita mula sa website ng CBSA. Siguro, no? Kung meron, guys, please put the link down there in the comment section and I would happily read it and explain it for an episode later on. Now, I will be sharing with you 2 comments that I received in recent episodes, both sharing stories na para nagiging active na raw ang CBSA sa paghahabol ng mga out of status. Again, guys, ito lang po ay shinare sa aking comments section. I have no way to verify their stories, but yeah, baka meron din po kayong na-share based on your experience. Put them in the comment section and we can discuss them. Baka may similar story po kayo, no? So I will start with this one, si Cha. Yan. Sabi niya, meron ng CBSA officers dito sa Vancouver na nanghuhuli ng mga walang status. Cha, may update ka ba dyan? Baka pwede mo kaming i-update kung paano, no, ginagawa. Anong itsura? Naka-standby ba? Nakalabas ba yung mga agent? Ganun ba? Nangangatok ba sila ng bahay or going to workplaces? Yung mga ganyan ba? Thank you, Cha. At ito rin pong si Bianing, sabi niya, dito sa tinitirhan namin, pinuntahan daw talaga ng pulis. Hindi po namin alam kung ano po talaga reason kasi hinahanap lang po siya. Nakatira po siya sa basement ng inuupahan namin. A week after po nakita na po namin siya, dala-dala lahat ng maleta niya at wala na siya sa basement. Meron na pong iba at bagong nakatira. Nasa Ottawa naman ito. Hindi po, kalahi natin to be clear lang, sabi niya. Thank you so much, Bianing. If you have similar stories to share, please put them down there in the comment section. Now, okay, since nandito na tayo sa topic na to, meron akong i-replay na portions ng interview natin with Attorney Jake Aguilar and Attorney Lou Dangzalan, wherein we discussed this topic na rin. Okay, both of them agree in the grand scheme of things, sabi nila, hindi naman daw priority yung mga out of status lang talaga. Talagang priority sa pagde-deport ngayon ng CBSA yung mga may criminal record, na convict ng crime. Okay, let me play first yung kay Attorney Jake, no?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, yung mga undocumented or mga lumagpas na nga, nung nawala ng status, although again, we're not encouraging people to do this, pero yung mga nawala na ng status, kung tutusin, okay pa yun. I mean, hindi kayo ipa-prioritize ng government para mag-mobilize sila, gumastos para i-deport lahat ng mga lumagpas na nga sa status nila, na nawala ng status, ano? Ang ipa-prioritize nila yung threat sa Canada, public safety, public health, mga ganung bagay. Okay. Kung halimbawa may nakomit kang crime, pwede kang i-prioritize. Pero kung wala ka namang kinukomit na any crime, sa totoo lang, hindi kanila priority.
Okay, so that's from Attorney Jake. In a separate interview naman po, si Attorney Lou, he agrees, no? Ang isa pong pino-point out niya ni Attorney Lou in this interview, yan. Sorry guys, parang nagdo-doble-doble yung kita ninyo sa akin. Is, baka raw, okay, he won't be surprised if eventually the CBSA, para lang ma-push yung mga tao to voluntarily leave, mag-sample. Magpa-sample. Alam mo sa anong category ang tansya niya, no? Hula lang niya. Kung meron daw effort already to go after failed refugee claimants, he won't be surprised daw if baka yung mga expired PGWP holders, yan, ang baka masampulan.
Kasi kung nakikita natin may deportation na sa refugees, hindi ako makikita sa 2026, meron ding mga masasampulan from the PGWP lot. And ito part siya ng enforcement, kasama na rin dyan, kasi kapag visually nakikita mo talaga na ini-implement sa mga PGWP expiries, mga expired na, tapos nakita na inasa Canada pa, hindi ako magugulat na yun nga, na may isa-sample sila para ilalagay din nila sa dingding, para ipapaskil na. Oo, para nga, yung iba, ay, shucks, kailangan seryoso sila. Okay, sige, plano na ako, bubuk na ako next month, ganun. So, yun.
All right. So, do you guys agree? Or, baka naman talagang, meron kayong makakwento sa akin tulad ng ibang dalawang comments na binasa ko kanina, na hindi, alam nyo talaga may mga special operations ngayon ng CBSA going after those who are out of status. Okay? So, yun lang naman. I will end this episode here, guys. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nagko-comment, no? I appreciate all of them. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!